Gentlemen, welcome to the Face-Off. We have tonight Jay Smooth. I was worried for a minute that you wouldn't be here. And Lost. Welcome back to the Face-Off, sir.
So nice.
All right, guys, let's start with the questions of the day. Lost, you're up first. Most dangerous, tier 10.
It's going to be Artie. There's no they face no ramification for shooting, and they can delete you in one shot. Clearly Artie.
Good answer. All right, going to Jay Smooth. Jay Smooth, most dangerous, tier 10.
Oh, probably whatever Brett's playing.
I'll take it. That works.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. All right, now let's start with Lost. Valence, you guys still have a chance. You can overtake 07. What are you guys doing? Is that in your sights?
It is in our sights. Statistically, I guess it could be possible, but yeah, they would. It's not in our hands really anymore. All we can do is try to win matches, and if we do, yeah, then they have to screw up to do so. So the likelihood of getting it probably pretty small, but yeah, there's a chance. So why not just try to do our best, right? Next 3 matches or 4 matches, whatever it is.
So you guys aren't getting your hopes too high then?
No, realistic.
All right, Jay Smooth. You guys are hoping to crush dreams, am I right?
In a former life.
Then what are you doing here tonight, sir? What's the goal?
What's the call?
What's the goal?
Balls to the wall. Oh, the goal?
Yeah.
Win. Duh.
Oh, okay.
You play to win the game. Come on, man.
Revolutionary.
Jeez.
It's a very Madden thing to say, but I just wanted to see if Rival was had any specific goals in mind tonight.
Not sucking is one.
Yeah.
Finishing a map start to finish. That'd be nice. We always seem to start decent and then give it up at the end. Kind of like I won't go there. Have you picked on Rockstar enough?
No, you can do that. He's smiling.
No,
over
it's all right.
Oh, okay.
It's all right.
It's a cheap date. I was going to go with cheap date, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I was going to shoot one at you too, Lost, but I don't know you that well, and I want to play a little bit
Same here.
nice.
all right, last one final question, real quick. You guys, you dropped a player from your lineup. What has that kind of done for the team morale? How you guys feel right now? Now, obviously, you already said that you're feeling, realistic. Do you think you're in a better place now making those changes?
I think the atmosphere is much better, yeah. The chemistry of the team is much, much better. It's more loose, more fun compared to what it was before.
All right, guys. Well, I think that does it for the face-off. I'm ready.
Actually, I got one thing for you, Rick.
Oh,
I got
yeah?
one thing
Yeah?
for you, Rick.
What do you got?
I know you can't wear this anymore, so I found one today when I went shopping.
Yeah?
And just for you, man, put it on.
That's
Fedora.
not a...
For
It's
you.
not a...
Fedora.
I don't wear a fedora. Ah! I can't look at you.
So-
I can't look at you.
So I
Lost.
Have a good one, man. Have a good match.
All right.
I wasn't gonna wear the glasses tonight, but I couldn't let my wingman, Hollywood, outdo me. So I had to go grab them and keep that vibe going.
That was Master Beaver.
But
Master
Lost,
Pupil.
maybe one day you can step up to this level, and you can join the cool club.
All right, guys. So thank you very much for joining us on the face-off. Best of luck on the battlefield.
See you in the
have a good
danger
one, man.
zone.
Oh, you guys are fun. They're punchy.
Well, you're in their place at this point. Your sights are, let's have fun at the very minimum. So going out there to do just that. Rival, obviously, trying to feed some people some humble pie still. So far, they've been unsuccessful, but they're still trying.
So, Rox, after that face-off, I really feel like we need to do something. So we have these notes, right?
Right.
These are just some of the notes because the notes that I'm going to not throw away, there we go. Okay, so they're gone. We don't need those because obviously everything's out the window. If you would be so kind, hand me the rest of your notes and I'll get rid of those for you. But if you want to hold on to them, that's fine. That's fine. I just don't think they're
Why are we
relevant.
throwing away the notes, right?
Everything's out the window. Both of these teams don't care. They're both at the bottom of the standings, and you just heard it. Lost says, I'm realistic, which means I don't want to say anything that puts up, I don't want to pretend that we're going to win. And the Rival's like, guys, we have 0. We got a goose egg.
Does that mean you think that we're going to see another
We're going to see
lineups?
we're going to see the greatest strats ever. This is going to be fun. And if it isn't fun, then I've set my hopes really, really high, and I really shouldn't have done that. It'll just be like Star Wars all over again.
Well, I can already tell you on steps.
Yeah? Yes! Okay.
Now,
Don't say anything. Don't say anything. No, don't spoil it. We cannot spoil this. It ruins it for everyone.
We're not even
else.
on timer yet, so we still have 60 seconds. So
Oh, that's
he
not a
can
real
change that.
pick?
Yeah, you can change that. I
It
got
was-
my hopes up for a second.
Someone had an FV loaded up.
A 4,005 on steps defense.
Would
That,
be hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
hilariously catastrophic.
It would
Not
be
see that going that
what?
well.
No, dude, that would work awesome. You think about this. Think about the way those Hess shells move, right? You notice how they kind of arc off about 300 meters or so?
Yeah.
You can, with the hills on steps, I'm thinking auto aim and a little just click and see what happens. I
Why
think that's
not?
what you
But
do.
every time he pokes up and over, he's going to take damage because that tank is so soft.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, Rux, just, well, with this one, it's going to be starting off with defense for Valence, attack for Rival. So, defensive side for Valence, I don't know. Have we seen much from them? I don't really remember anything. Well,
It'll be useful if, I had those notes up on the desk. But
I kind of regret that a little bit now, but I also don't. I don't at all. I actually regret nothing.
I mean, if you want to look at it in a simple way, Rival are in last place because of how they performed this season. That means that the results on pretty much every map haven't been that great.
Yeah.
And Valence only marginally better because they have gotten some wins. They have 3 wins on the season, 2 in regulation, 1 in overtime. But at the end of the day, they're both struggling teams.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Both of these guys know how to play, though. And so right now, Valence, a team that is found a way of getting themselves more organized. They've made huge changes. And remember, Lost at the beginning of the season talked about the fact that this was a learning season for his team. This is their first time in the Gold League. The fact that they got here is a big deal for them. It's really a stretch, so to say. Not to say they're not worthy, but you understand. They're not just joining the Gold League as an Apex-level team. This takes time. It took time for Apex, Eclipse, Aquatic M60s to get to where they
and
are.
the thing to remember is that the way this is set up, we've been talking about the playoffs and everything.
Yeah.
7th place still have to play the winner of the qualifier before the season, so they have one do or die match. They essentially become the final boss. Last season we didn't see that because Siebel the Tweet decided to disband and reform and go through the whole qualifiers. Having 7th place,
I think a smart choice, by the way.
Yeah. So 7th, well, in that case, certainly.
Yeah.
But in this case, if you have a team that you're building and this together, you can make 1 or 2 roster changes in the off season. You show up with this lineup, and you have to win 1 match. And where if you're in rival space right now, you have to play through the whole qualifier all over again, and then play Valence for that last spot. The 8th spot goes to the first place Silver League team that automatically gets promoted up.
Yeah, and well, it looks like there's going to just.
Looks like we're having a few delays right now.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a short delay here for a moment and see what's going out there.
The storm in Northern California messing with some people's internet that have definitely added to the delay. Looks like we are... Nope, we still have another minute. So, Rando.
Yep.
All right. History lesson right now. Rival Simple Tankers, they've had horrible seasons. They've started great seasons and ended horribly. They've started horribly and had great ends.
Yeah.
And then the last 2 seasons, they've pretty much just been horrible the whole time. Where has everything changed? Where did they go from being a team that used to be able to compete to certain levels to the rival that we're seeing right now?
That's a good question, actually.
Because it's a lot of the same players, right?
Not quite. In some ways, Commander J used to be a part of the Cunninghams, right?
Right.
So we've got these solid, great players, right? But they're not used to playing the Rival style. Rival used to play in a style that was very aggressive. I'll just stick with that. Highly aggressive. You took it to your opponent and you set tempo and you used that your ability to play out a brawl. Now that a lot of the players I don't think fit with the brawling style as much, and that might be it.
Okay. Well, sorry for the wait, ladies and gentlemen, but we are finally ready for our first battle of the series.
Steps, the most open map in the league. The attacking team appears near the rocks at the bottom of the map, and the defending team starts at the top. Bases are located near the railway and on the green. The best way to control them is to use the lowland near the second base. The attacking team usually begins the attack from the rocks and the railway, but sometimes they can attack through the green. Teams often drag vehicles from flank to flank, so both teams usually pick light vehicles with a good camouflage rating, but sometimes use tanks with a strong turret and even SPGs.
All right, Rox, tell me about these tanks.
2 Kronwagens, 3 Batjets, an Object 430, and an RU-251 coming out for Valence. Meanwhile, rival Kronwagen of their own, 4 Batjets, a TVP, and an RU-251.
And let's take a moment to appreciate Valence's camo, because it's really, really cool.
It's really, really blue as well.
That's cool blue. Right?
And they're going to go, it looks like Valence, who are starting on defense, are going to go for a north defense across the train tracks right now. RU-251 is going to get out in front, do some spotting. And judging by the looks of it, it might be Valence trying to boost an Object 430.
What?
Can't tell. No, okay. It looked like they were lining up for the boost at A3, but no, they're just going out in the back.
No.
Kronwagen coming out behind the 430 and Static. Meanwhile,
Spotting.
Rival.
We've got Zone Static lit. You've got Blitz lit. Information right there for Rival. They know where 3 crucial tanks are on the early run.
Batchat spotted by Urtai, and now they're going to understand that Rival are getting aggressive on this 2-cap. Now, Valence have to move very quickly to get in position to defend, and Rival could just throw 3 tanks onto cap,
But they
cause a lot of damage.
They only know 2 tanks are there, though.
But they know how aggressive they are. They saw them crossing over into the low ground at the 0 line, so they're going to be able to gather just from a few tanks being spotted where the rest of the tanks are. Provided it's not a trap, which certainly could be.
It's probably a trap. It's always a trap.
And Valence are basically sitting exactly where they spawned, ready to defend this cap.
All right, we'll see what they're able to do. Volker's getting in position at 430. We'll see if his armor is going to pay off or anything about him is going to pay off, but not sure about that. We'll see. Where'd those bad jets go? Oh, they're running away. Not
They
quite.
understand that they understand that they don't have any cap pressure, so they have the time to drive around. Now Blitzwolf does stick his neck out, takes a shot at damage, has to use his med kit to repair his driver. He's just trying to stay safe in the north, but because there's only 1 tank on cap, Valence understand they have time to flex through the field. They have time to let the RU-251 get down there, and they're going to be able to open this up. Valence, or Rival that is, are looking for a push on the 9-0 line once they spot all those tanks, and this could turn into essentially Obi-Wan versus Anakin.
I have the high ground.
I have the high ground, because if Valence box them in right now, they're not going to have anything left but the low ground on the 0 line.
Possibly so, we'll see. But Zone Delta's taking a lot of damage. This is not very Obi-Wan of him. And he's going to have to work on that.
Batchat's pushing through in the south, only Urtai down there. And it looks like Valence are just going to go up and over. They're going to come over here and push into the low ground and find Zakum. And that's about to be 1 dead Kronwagen here in just a second.
They have a lot of wasted damage in the midst of all this. They should be able to follow through, though.
Great
3
focus
shells.
fire from Valence. They're going to keep on coming. They're going to find Commander J. They know that the 2 Batchats are out of position in the south. So they're going to push on through. Now they're starting to bleed HP, but they have the momentum. They know that Commander J just fired. So they're going to come in here and try to get some shots off. Commander J getting focused out. 1,100, 1,400. Volker should have the follow-up shot with a consistent fire at 430. But Valence down 600 HP right now.
Static with 1 shell. Fulcrus looking for the shot on Executus.
Executus gets caught out.
He should get the kill. He should be able to connect, and he does. And that's going to... Wow, actually, Fulcrus managing to avoid a lot of damage.
And all of a sudden, Valence in control once again. It's 4-on-4. Static is a 1-shot, and Knight finds the kill in the tier 8. But now Fulcrus getting aggressive with that consistent fire. Unknown One only has 2 shells. He's going to push in, and both the autoloaders behind Fulcrus are reloading. Fulcrus is going to push forward.
And Spooky's coming in just now. He's able to put damage onto Pub, but he doesn't have enough. He's not going to be able to finish this one off. He's going to have to get out of this
But
engagement.
Blitz knows he can push around, and he's going to be reloaded.
And Unknown One, nice save right there. He's going to save 1 shell from connecting with Pub, and that means Spooky might not... Yes, he will be able to get the kill, but at what cost?
And Ram from Unknown One. Blitzwolf trying to get what damage he can. RU still chipping away at Spooky. Spooky down to a 1-shot, and he's going to go down, and now it's just down to Blitzwolf with 3 shots. He does take down Flak, but now Knight and Unknown One are left, and Unknown One's about to come off a clip. Blitz is a 1-shot. Final shot from Unknown One, and that's going to make it 1-0 in favor of Rival.
Strong start from Rival. Our team with a goose egg on the standings right now against Valence. And this should be fun. I'm looking at this being a fun match, Rockstar, because that was explosive as a start, was it not? That was a good way to start this.
I like the play from both teams. Certain little things I disagree with there. Once Rival saw the intel, they knew the tanks were over on the north. You put 3 on cap right then and there. There's no reason not to. Get the cap pressure, force them to come back, have your guns. That's one of those things that Jay Smith talked about, kind of the late game there, the decision making.
Yeah.
That decision just needs to be, they're spotted here, let's go. It's go time. Just get it done. And they didn't, and they gave Valence time to respond. The thing I don't like about Valence is they pushed through the field. They didn't have any sort of control across that bottom. There's a box through that field. You have to control both ends of it to be able to play it. They controlled the north, and they controlled the middle. They did not control the south, and Rival exploited that, and that's where that game may have been lost for Valence.
Quite possibly so. I think there's a lot to critique there, but at the end of the day, they decided on what their play was, and it relied a lot on both teams' abilities to brawl, which is just that in-your-face, individuals trying to position themselves just right to get the shots they needed, deal the damage that they needed to, and run away with the win.
And Flack
Now,
having a very good opening game. 3,500 damage and 2 kills, 61 fantasy points. Spooky continuing to be the top damage dealer for Valence, able to get 50 fantasy points. And then look at G-Forcer coming in that bat chat. 100% accuracy, 76 fantasy points. Getting those crucial shots onto the Kronwagen and then continuing through, but ended up going down.
Yep. Well, let's look at this next one where we're going to swap sides. Going to now have 1 point on the board for Rival. Going to look and I have to make sure my camo's right. Mine's okay. So, they got... Well, we're loading into battle, actually, so let's get ready for it. And Rockstar, predictions for this one.
Teams are going to swap sides. Valence are now going to have to attack. This map has typically been more of a defensive-sided map, not so much recently. But I think that I don't see any reason why Valence can't bring this back, especially because they have the M4043, which is going to do a lot of work against the IS-7 that Rival bring, along with their 4 bat chats, 140 and RU-251. Valence, as I said, bringing the 430, but also an IS-7, a Kronwagen, 3 bat chats, and a grill.
All right. With that, Valence is looking to slow play it.
Yep, and they're going to just go over towards the 1-2 line, try to let Urtai work. Or no, Fulcra is actually going to step in into the artillery. Urtai is dropping up to the tier 10.
We're going to take a listen in with Valence, see what they're thinking.
Do you get spotted? No.
No.
You can break off Spooky.
Hey.
Yeah, Blitz, you don't need to go that far.
Okay, there's nothing over here.
Alright. I'm just going to cover the IS-7 stack. Just you guys just get safe, get vision.
How aggressive
Hold
you
here
want
for
me to be here?
Blitz, you need to be up higher.
How aggressive you want me to be pushed down?
I'm just covering you. I mean, you can be aggressive.
Alright.
He's covering it.
Position aimed at typical IS-7 spot.
Have not been lit. Hooked up pretty high.
Think there's anything up
I mean, G should have lit this, right? If they come
Yeah,
this way.
he should have.
Yeah, should have.
Is anyone, see if you get lit from here. Is there any trees down over here?
I'm gonna drop down.
As far as I can tell, there's no trees dropped with RD.
Okay.
Actually, I might just sit here. If that's okay.
No, G, go ahead and get out. I didn't spot anything. Urtai, I'm not even getting lit. Go ahead and cross over. I'm covering him.
I'm going then. Going.
No, let me get my bat. Go ahead and start taking the backside now. I only want my grill to stay here.
Okay.
Grill and then 1 bat which would be G. So just 2 bats cycle this way, carefully.
Be safe, guys.
Yeah, I mean, they
Yeah, I'm
come.
gonna slow down a little bit. Let's go
Hey.
far wide, Kaylin.
If
Yeah,
you
far
get
right.
lit,
I just want 1 here and then the other just in the rocks.
How aggressive you want
if
me
you
to
I'll
get
be?
actually
lit
stay in
south,
the
just
rocks.
be careful.
Alright. I'll go up here then.
Okay, sounds good.
G, once I get in this spot, you'll get on cap.
Alright.
They just have to YOLO probably Urtai, so.
We don't have much punish on that though.
No,
I'm not even getting lit over here.
G, go ahead and get on cap.
Do you want Spooky up in this area?
No, I mean, as long as this guy can get out and this guy can spot, we're fine.
Do you want grill heading over here?
No, I don't. I want you here because you have shots here.
Watch this cross as well. Just make sure you have lights on over too. I'm getting just looking on right now.
Draw.
I'm holding vision on this.
Yeah, I'm aiming
Try
there.
and get more view range.
They have a bat boosted.
They do.
Okay.
He's 0.
Yeah, drop 3.
Are you lit, Urtai?
Yeah, permanent 4.
And if you want, you can just take the hull down, like run back there and take the hull down.
Yeah, no, I'm fine here.
South, south, south.
Yeah.
Do you want me to pinch this RU?
No, grill.
They
do you
might have a
shots on
lot
this guy?
more.
They could have a lot more. So the
No, I
bat
missed
that's
it.
in there needs to start running. This guy needs to get out. Get out. Get out.
Running.
IS-7, get on cap. I'm
You can
getting
cross
on
the field
cap.
if you need to, Spooky.
Yeah.
Across field, I'll get you covered. RD's aiming south.
I'm crossing.
They're blind
Please
shooting.
cover.
It's gonna take me a long time to get on cap.
Probably get her, just get her
Spooky getting caught out in the open there by Pub Whisper. Only taking 1 shot at damage, though. Looks like he'll be able to get out for minimal damage.
Already
despite what he
fires.
Should have. And a big connection there onto Pub Whisper. Blitz caught out in the open. And damage going back and forth. Well, that sounded like a team that might be a little bit depressed. It didn't sound like they had given up all hope yet. Still trying to come up with a game plan for what they wanted to do. still working things methodically.
Volker's trolling the observer camera.
And Commander J has flipped his tank.
No! No, they can save him. They can save him. And they do. They've done it. They saved Commander J from himself.
How on earth did that even happen? Meanwhile, Static actually repushing in the south, putting some damage into these batch outs as they leave. Zakum getting caught out as well in the north, taking 2 big shots of damage.
And in
G-Forcer,
full.
actually it's going to be Static, picks up a known one, and great trades early on here for Valence. Now Pub Whisper running away. RU-251 and Knight something back, and now Rival are resetting with a trap of their own in the south. But Valence are going to go ahead and get cap pressure on the cap in the north, along with his own Delta and the Kronwagen dropping down into the 4-line.
Now we wait.
Pub Whisper finally getting a connection. Is that a heat shell?
Yes. He's firing heat.
A couple connections there into G-Forcer.
Yeah, fortunately he's firing heat.
Yeah, why the heat shells in a bat jet? In this case, anyways.
Well, I just kind of saw it earlier. I think he loaded just his one heat clip because he knew he was going to probably be sniping a little bit. And when you use heat at range, you don't have to deal with the whole penetration fall off, right?
Right.
You just get to see if you pan or not.
Does that really matter when you're shooting other bat jets, though?
APCR at range can be really unreliable.
Fair enough.
It's just it's a sometimes as unreliable as just using the heat, right?
Right.
Just because of your accuracy, but we'll see, because it looks like a bit of a counter push now. Valence looks like they're going to try and push back.
A shot out onto Zakum. And artillery gets a big connection for 8-11. Takes out Zakum's gunner as well. Pub Whisper still down his driver, and all 7 guns alive still for Valence, despite the teams being basically even on HP.
Rocks, well, this looks like it's going the way of Valence, slowly but surely, but with 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes left. Not sure what's going to happen here. Valence is going to have to find the next step, the next answer, the next
Volker's trying to pace out where that IS-7 is going to be sitting.
And look at this. Look at the middle road. You see who's spotted? It's spooky, right?
And they're going to pull everything back, and they're going to shift through, but look at the read coming out of Rival right here, pulling the IS-7 back, shifting the batch hits up the positions to cover.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Pub's going to join him up north, because it seems like an obvious just group up right there. And if Pub's not in the fight soon enough, that could easily go the way of Valence. Executives moving back south also worries me a bit.
And look at this, 3 tanks on to cap right now for Valence. Kronwagen getting aggressive in the field. IS-7 Urtai has gotten aggressive in the north, so they know there's no one there.
That's a dangerous spot right there, and he's going to be able to keep a lot of tanks back for a while. The Kronwagen, look at where he is right now. Middle road. That's Zone Delta.
Yep, and the grill to cover him, so even if they push through the middle road, that grill's going to get shots. Commander J is going to be the first one out into the open. Urtai snaps the shot for 500.
I don't know if that's a smart play, Jay.
G-Forcer picks up the kill there despite being on cap. Artillery looking for a shot onto the 430, and this is working out well for Valence.
Oh, look, Zone Delta's not on reload right now. He's going to go down, I think, to a bad chat. Just a moment. He's down that mid road. That's Zone Delta. Starts to take 1 shell.
And this is where I expect to
second. And there he goes.
G-Forcer only has 2 shots loaded. Why he's committing right now? I don't know.
Because he believes in himself, Rockstar, because he believes. And you know what? Sometimes all you have to do is believe in yourself.
And Flack puts a shot into G-Forcer, and now G-Forcer's cut out in the open. Executive still has shots. He's going to be able to find the kill onto G-Forcer.
And here comes Static. 2 connections, looking for a third. Nice shot. He's going to be able to finish him. Now, look at the hit points. Way in favor of Valence. They should be able to clean this one up. They won't even need the cap. They can go for kills.
Good stuff here from Rival, or from Valence, excuse me. Like the decision-making, the flexing around, the sudden 3 tanks on cap, forcing Rival to make a decision and just being able to capitalize on it. And that should be a win for Valence. Now, they still have to find these 2 and kill them. So this round isn't over yet.
They know where they are.
The artillery and the grill are both going to stack on cap. As long as they do it within the next 20 seconds, they can still cap out.
and just farm the points. Farm your fantasy points.
Well, they have to either get the cap or they have to get a kill right now, or they have to kill both.
If you chose Fulcrus for your fantasy team, you're in luck. Because guess what? He's racking up his cap points. And that's not going to matter anymore.
1-1. Not bad. Now, I like the defense. I like the initial idea from Rival. Where did that all go wrong for him?
Not sure. Just didn't work. Well, this certainly didn't help. It was funny, though. Trying to run away. Getting picked off by Valence. Artillery raining in. Destroying things.
Well, destroying things, he did 3,400 damage that game.
The irony of this is not lost upon me. It was lost in the face-off.
Well, and also the tweet we got from Fulcrus earlier.
Oh.
It was Fulcrus that called out Artillery as being the most dangerous tank in the game, backing it up with his play.
Yeah, well, what better way to prove it than to just jump on the battlefield?
And Flack having a very solid fantasy night so far. Almost 100 fantasy points in this game alone. Spooky consistently putting up a lot of damage for his team. 60 fantasy points. Static, 52. Not bad across the board for either team, at least in the top half. Unknown One getting caught out early on, as well as Commander J.
Yep. Now we're going to go over to Ghost Town Rockstar. What do you think is going to happen there?
Well, if I recall earlier, this was a map that Rival had really struggled on early in the season, despite it being one of their better maps in the past. And Valence have been fairly mediocre on it, but once again, they're a team that's struggling. So being slightly mediocre is better than completely struggling like Valence. So maybe we'll see them pull off. But I said the same thing about Steps, and look how that turned out.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Well, while we've got a moment before the countdown finishes, I'm being told that we've got a few more answers from our question of the day. We're going to throw those up here now. We've got Unavenged, whichever Tier 10 Chase Potato was in. I like your style, buddy.
So none of them.
And then an AMX 50B.
All right, well, we are ready for our second map of the series, so let's see what happens.
Ghost Town. The first absolutely symmetrical map, made especially for 7 versus 7 games. The teams start the battle on opposite sides. There are numerous ways to attack here. One of the bases is located in the central square, the other one at the top of the city. The hardest battles are usually fought for the top base, and this calls for the use of heavy tanks. Sometimes the teams choose fast tanks for spotting and base capturing.
And here we go into battle number 3. Valence, a 113, 250Bs, a Mouse, a 183, and 2 WZ-111s. Rival, 250Bs, 2 E100s, an IS-7, a Batchat, and a UDAS.
Well, classic UDAS, probably going for the jump.
What do you think of the A1 position? Do you think with the UDAS, do you think it's a viable strat?
Sure, works out sometimes. We've seen some fun plays over there before. UDAS can get shots here or there, right?
Can also flip itself over if you're not careful.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's also a possibility. I don't know if Knight's going to let that happen, though, right? That's odd, though. It's Knight in a UDAS. Not, would you expect him to be in Tier 10?
They may have Urtai down there, or in some cases, Zone Delta has played a lot of Tier 8s as well.
Yeah. Well, Urtai is going to be in a WZ-111. I actually haven't played much in that tank. Have you spent time in there?
The Chinese heavy tank, I honestly skipped through it when I grinded it. Or didn't, for that matter.
Oh, you free XP'd?
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, I hate you. Oh, look at that! Urtai! Urtai can't stop. He won't stop. And he's going to put a shell in the Unknown One on the way out, and, well, he'll take one back.
Take a really aggressive position with that Tier 9. G-Forcer taking the opposite corner.
Yeah, what are they going for here?
Trying to screen out that 2-cap, get the 2 aggressive corners, along with everyone that's in the south, and use them as bait, essentially.
Does this really work, though? I've never seen this work.
I haven't either, so we'll have to see if they can make it work.
There's a first time for everything.
It's definitely a fun take on this sort of strat, and they're playing aggressive in the south, trying to control a different angle and cover these WZs and essentially use them as bait.
Yep. Well, Blitz is going to take a little bit of damage in his FV. And I'm just going to I'm focusing on watching Urtai play a corner against Unknown One. WZ versus IS-7. Really got to give it to the IS-7. And then Blitz as well. I wonder if that 183 can make a solid connection before... Oh, look at that counter push. Look at it. It's on the way. It is... As I have to jump off of my own camera and just look for it. Zokum, Flak, Tesla, Commander J.
Along with this hit squad of the multiple E100s And this could be one dead G-Forcer here in a matter of seconds as they all roll forward to peek on him. E100's out in front trying to screen. Flag looking for the shot, fires it, doesn't get the penetration. Now Tesla in the 50B is going to roll in here and try to find her shots and bounces the first one. Bounces a second. Bounces a third. Takes the shot.
Don't know if this is the smartest play. Do they stick around or do they back off, Rocks?
Well, it depends on what the counterplay is from Valence right now. And so far, they're not doing anything. Another bounce shot onto G-Forcer. G-Forcer just tucked into that corner trying to cower for his life. And now Valence are making the response in the south.
See if they can make anything happen with that, because, well, Executus versus Zone Delta. Executus isn't taking too much damage, and you should be just
And another track shot from Flag onto G-Forcer. How has he not taken more damage?
And Blitzwolf puts 1,240 into Commander J. Makes him pay heavily for that one. Tesla's going to come into cover, and I'm wondering if they're going to be able to get Spooky as well. Spooky is playing the angles quite well, able to keep himself relatively safe.
And look at Cap, even though it's only one on, 20 seconds, and
there's
as I say it, there's the reset. Absolutely.
But at what cost? Tesla goes down. Commander J's almost dead.
She got ammo racked by Static. Went down. Turret blown off there.
And, well, now you've got 5 alive for Rival, 7 for Valence. And I don't see an option for Rival right now. Looks like Valence is going to be able to clean this one up. Although with Executus coming in the south there, look at him, able to pick up a kill. Start to even this one up.
183 looking for a shot onto Flak. Actually bounces, firing an AP shell at the E100.
Oh, Blitz. I see what you're doing. I see what you're trying to do there. But don't do that. And you fire Hesh. That's your job. Right?
Yep, absolutely. I just don't... With the 183's gun as inaccurate as it is, I really am not a fan of firing AP out of that. Leave the AP shells for the JPEs if you want to go that route. Or grills, for that matter. But Fulcrus, using what HP he has left, come around, find a shot on an unknown one. They trade shot for shot, but now the 183 is going to come around, and he should be loaded in time to finish off unknown one and keep Fulcrus alive.
Let's see. Blitzwolf gets the kill.
And Valence just taking this tank by tank, trying to find guns to clean up.
And Knight. Actually, Knight might be able to pick up a kill in just a... Nope, he won't need to. That's Executus picking up another one. And Rival's making them fight for it. I like this from Rival. This is good. Executus and Knight really showing us what their skills. And actually, no, they shouldn't be able to get this. There's too much damage to do.
Too much damage, and now look at this. Rival or Valence understand that they just need to throw 3 tanks on Cap. Now, Rival are trying to split, open up different angles, maybe get the resets, but they're going to have very little time to do it as there's about to be 3 tanks, it looks like, on Cap. Or no, G-Forcer is going to leave. So there is 3 on Cap, though, with Spooky, Zone Delta, and Urtai, though.
3 on Cap, should be over in a moment. Batchat Executus, just about to reload. He's going to be able to show up, blow up. And he'll find Urtai. And bounce. And then he'll shoot again. Miss. Fire again. Not a connection. And 0. And he get a reset. There we go. Right to Urtai. And, well, he's almost dead now. He's got 1 shell. 4 minutes left. He's dead.
And Valence.
He's dead, Jim.
Going to walk away with the attacking victory on Ghost Town. Now, if memory serves correctly on the notes that we no longer have on our desk, I believe Valence's attack percentage on this map was actually fairly high. It was their defense that they've been struggling with.
Irrelevant. I threw the notes away. It doesn't matter anymore. If you get rid of the notes, obviously the stats no longer matter.
Obviously. That's how that totally works.
This is Rival versus Valence, people. These guys told us that this is just whatever goes, man. This is fun. That's what they're going for.
This could also be the momentum that Valence need to maybe catapult themselves into a playoff position. It's unlikely. I understand that.
It's one of the things is Valence wins here today, which they're catching a tiny lead, bitterly to call, of course. But, yeah, they win here today. Sets them up for if 07 doesn't get their stuff together, yeah, maybe they overtake them. If not, I'd say they learned a lot this season, and they really showed us what their team was capable of sometimes.
Now, G-Forcer here, why don't you go ahead and take a guess at how much damage by armor he blocked? And Executus, sorry, before you answer that, Executus, 115 fantasy points, as well as Zone Delta coming in there at 108. Not bad.
Yeah, that's because Executus, did you see the way he was playing? He was showing up all the right places. Now, this is weird. I thought Knight would get more points and also more damage. I really thought he did more of that battle, but it turns out, I guess,
Still respectable for tier 8, though.
yeah, I just really, like, I thought he would have gotten, like, 2K
Right.
for some reason, just based on what I was seeing in the battle, but then it turns out he wasn't able to. Doesn't the UDES hit for 390-ish or something?
Yeah, it has 390 alpha on the gun.
Yeah.
I believe it's a 105. Does fairly well, but he didn't really have that many shots for that long, I think, from the angles that Valence are playing. You got to remember they stayed close to those buildings, and they played the south end, where that boost position at A1 really doesn't have that many shots into them. If they played more towards the east, I think they would have had better shots.
Maybe so. Well, Hassan Gaith, 2, did I say that right? AMX 50B is his.
The second one for 50B, I believe, in our count.
50B is always a good choice. When it first came out, oh my goodness. That tank was so good.
Yeah, and it recently also got a buff. I believe it got moved to 10 degrees of gun depression.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also been a very welcomed addition to the tank.
Well, yeah, because it was nerfed into the ground for a little while. Well, not into the ground. It was nerfed into relevance as opposed to God mode.
Yeah, but so did the T57, and they rebalanced it, so there was a clear definition between the 50B and the 57.
Yeah.
Make the 57, sorry to cut you off, but the 57 to be the tank that has the raw DPM and the raw power at point blank, and the 50B to be a bit more flexible, better on the open type maps.
Yeah.
Now,
tell me about this lineup, Rox.
Lineups, Valence, 250Bs, an IS-7, a 57, a Batchat, a 183, and now we're going to see Urtai playing the Tier 8. Meanwhile, Rival, 250Bs, 3 100s, and 2 Tier 9 Batchats.
I don't see what's wrong.
It's a fun lineup. I like the triple E100s. However, if you shoot like Flack did last game,
won't
work. And what I was going to say, we didn't get to it during the break. Guess how much damage Enforcer blocked by his armor last game?
10K?
No, not that great. Since they took away the tracks from the addition to that, it doesn't count as much as it did with just the armor.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
So he still blocked 4,000 damage that game. That's a lot.
Well, back in my day, he would have blocked way more damage than that. Maybe around 10K.
Probably, but this was just pure armor, doesn't include the tracks. So, still, 4,000 and staying alive throughout the whole game, despite there being a 50B empty to full clip, the E100 shooting 3 shots from point blank.
It's an E100.
Yep.
E100s tend to, perform strangely. And look at this. Flack, Unknown, Zakum showing off their fancy camo. I'm going to see what's going to happen. It's going to slow down for a minute.
And Valence set up with a fairly standard. They do have the 183 once again, played by Blitzwolf. In the backfield, looking down the 4 line, looking down that angle, straight along the 3 line into the south there. So if one of those Batchats gets spotted at the wrong time, he has enough warning. He could even get a connection.
Let's do a listening with Rival.
Nothing at G4.
Probably get the 50Bs trailing in now.
We're at?
Start heading in. We want to see if there's a guy here. Ideally, we have the 50Bs ready to go pounce him if he is, and we can get that guy down. I don't know what they put there. 7 50B. Oh yeah, 7 or 57 probably. Oh, there we go. You to start aggressing a bit, I think. That guy's really far south.
Yep.
Which side do you want us on? Just default?
We
get that batch at AP.
Oh, found one.
I feel like we can kill
He's
this
down
guy
too.
if he wants to try to reset.
Oh, no!
He has a friend.
Man, I shot him in the back.
50Bs, let's get going.
Yeah, we're going.
We should try to get safe from the 7. The 7's going to be the following the 57. It's leaving.
Ready to Tesla, we're going to cross here. We're gonna
Zach and I are in a really bad
We need
position.
to watch out for Fulcrus. He's going to dump a clip.
Okay, well, we'll wait to see how the 50Bs evolve, but I think we need to just go after the 7.
Okay, should go.
Oh. Yeah, let's just take the hit and go.
50B's good correct.
Remember, they got a huge boosted probably. I don't know where the heck the 180. Oh, there.
G-Force running for his life right now, bouncing another shot from the 100, but he's not going to bounce this one. It's going to hit him straight.
No, that's going to bounce. That's going to bounce, Rockstar.
And that's going to be a fire, though, and another one making up for the bounces, getting the kill.
That was beautiful.
Static picks up Flatic, picks up Flack.
Oh, goodness. That's not going to bounce. It does. I love it. E100s are always fun.
You gotta love it. Rival pen the shots onto their own tanks, but bounce off of G-Forcer.
Yep. It's just poetry. It's just, it's so... It's not even like they're trying. It just happens to them. And every time.
And that Doom Cannon of Blitzwolf managed to shut down those 50Bs early. Got that nice pen on the opening push there and took down like half his HP. It was around 11 or 1200. He got him down follow-up shots from Static. Got the kill.
Oh, and look at this. Executus is blind. No, he's taking out Urtai almost. Not quite. Commander J is going to go down, and well, one tank remains.
Trying to find Executus in the north.
Where is he? There he is. Hey, little buddy. How you doing? He's going to go hide in a corner where no one can find him.
It's the last tank left alive. 20 seconds on his clip. Now with 3 one-shot tanks on the field.
I just want to make a point here, Rock. Sorry.
Go for it.
So, I just want to just look at where Executus is, right? He's just kind of hiding in a corner. Let's show you how far away he is from anyone else whatsoever. He couldn't yell. Well, theoretically in the map. He couldn't yell and anyone would find him. He is so alone. There's no one even in his postal code.
I guess you could say he could knock a tree over and no one else would see it or hear it.
Yep. If there's a tank engine running, never mind. I'm not going there. We're not doing this.
Now, this isn't impossible. Improbable, but not impossible.
No. Okay, you're right, actually. 2,814. He'd need 2 clips.
But there's 3 one-shotters on the field. If he could...
And a miracle.
Pick up a couple of them, maybe put some shots into Fulcrus, and then drop away and reload. He could do this.
It's a 2-shot for Static. It's tricky to hit Urtai.
But he can avoid Urtai till last. He can play around the rest of the map. Urtai's still up in the boost.
Yeah, but, I mean, I'm really thinking that if Blitzwolf in the FV 183 even looks at him funny, he's dead. Yeah, he's going to have to figure something out. This is tricky. This comes down to what Executus decides to do, because he could do anything. He could go left. He could go right. Which way is he going to go, people?
I think he's just trying to find the bad men.
He found the bad men, and he's about to get shot by the bad men. Or not. That's cool, too.
Oh, good trigger discipline there, holding a shot. Now Static's going to pop up, miss his first shot.
Just go. Go, little Bat Chat. But look, where's Blitzwolf? Oh, Blitzwolf put himself out of... No, he should have the shot, and he does! Blitzwolf gets the kill.
Keep Static alive. And that's going to be 3-1 in favor of Valence.
Okay, showing that they came prepared to win today. And, well, 3-1. We're about to go to Cliff. And Rockstar, if Rival gets aggressive on Cliff, I think that's their only chance. But this is the one team that it might not work against.
Well, and Valence have really struggled on Cliff this season.
Oh, no, that pains me to see again.
It's like,
no, why? You have a battle buddy. You're supposed to protect him.
Not shoot him in the back. And then the multiple bounces onto G-Forcer. G-Forcer once again blocking over 1,000 damage. 3 non-pens onto him. He should have died a lot sooner, but great cover fire from the 50Bs, shooting the other 50Bs from Rival when they pushed up. And then Urtai here at the end getting tracked out in the open, and the 183 picking up the kill shot. Looking at the totals here, 3,100 or 3,300 damage for Static. Fulcrus, another 2,900, but picks up 3 kills as well. Commander J, one of your fantasy picks, 2,700 damage, 48 fantasy points.
Yeah. Commander J. Told you he's good.
Yep, then Blitzwolf, 100% accuracy in that 183.
He fired like twice.
Yeah, I guess it's hard to have a poor accuracy as long as your shots connect. You only fire twice.
When you fire twice and it's direct fire and it's at less than 300 meters in an FV, you're probably not going to miss, right?
It's hard to.
Yeah, it's just like, if you're doing your job right and you play in the way that FV 183s typically play, which is not going around hunting for tanks, usually you make connections.
Yeah.
Usually, because you're waiting for one person to cross into one very specific line. That's all you're doing. You're like, when someone moves into exactly that spot, they're going to take a hit. They just need to be exactly there. If they're over there, it doesn't work. If it's over there, it doesn't work. I'd wait for them to be right there.
Yep. And if you remember earlier, guys, I said that I felt the 183 was one of the most deadly tanks in the world of tanks, most dangerous tanks. We actually have a few more answers to the same question of the day. So let's go ahead and take a look at those.
Sophie! Hey, Sophie, how you doing? E100, I like my armor like my milkshakes. Thick.
Got to agree with that. All right, guys. Well, we're ready for
That's a good one.
Our third map, of the series. So let's go ahead and take a look.
Cliff, the most dynamic map in the league. Battles on Cliff always turn into desperate double-edged fights. Teams start from the same spots as they do in standard battles. The first base is located near the defender's spawn point, and the second is at the bottom of the hill. Sometimes teams split their forces and send several tanks through the 1-2 line to the left of the small hill, but usually both teams play at the center. The attacking team can send one of the tanks up to the lighthouse or behind it. Fast and quick-firing vehicles are better suited for this map, mainly medium tanks, including tanks equipped with autoloaders.
All right. I like this lineup.
Matt Knight. Or no, not Matt Knight. Knight. Then 53, 55. No Matt in the front of it.
There's no Matt Knight here tonight.
Flak in the 430 V2. 5 bat chats for Rival. Meanwhile, Valence coming out strong with 5 bat chats, a TVP, and a UDES.
All right, and the opening moves defensive from Valence. UDES going to the back. Typical positions. Don't fall blitz. And he doesn't.
And Valence, I'm not a big fan of this, running a fairly standard passive defense. Hasn't worked for many teams this season.
We'll see if it works this time.
Top tier made it work the other match day.
Yeah. And, well, I think a lot of this is going to come down to Knight, won't it? Quite a bit, in fact. Whether or not that artillery is going to make connections on the top of the lighthouse, as pictured in now.
We've actually seen, I believe it was a Quadcom 60s opt for the M53-55 on this very map, and they had a lot of success with it.
Well, it's quite common in other regions as well. It's just a good tank.
Yep.
I mean, people have even said T92 or M50, or we're choosing the M53-55. I actually choose the M53-55.
Well, until recently in Clan Wars, you could still bring tier 9s, and most people, that was one of the most preferred artillery over except for the Conqueror gun carriage. Other than that, everyone went straight for the M53-55. But now it's locked to tier 10. We don't see it as often. It's a lot more 261s.
Yeah, I would have liked to keep it, but I understand. Well, now it's going to slow down. And oh, look, G-Forcer's shown up. Hey, Artie's just about zeroed on your position and reloaded. How kind of you. No, Spooky, no. G-Forcer.
This pains me. They're both on my fantasy.
Spooky and G-Forcer.
They're both on my fantasy team.
You should have seen the way. Yes, shot out.
Stay forward.
Catch it! No! Oh, I thought he was going to catch it.
Oh, look, gave me a mini heart attack right there.
Because he almost caught it.
Spooky, top damage dealer for Valence. Still managing to stay out of the sights of that artillery piece. Staying alive on top of the hill.
And as we get more sexy shots of Pub Whisperer's tank and wait for Artie to reload, nothing much will be happening.
An unknown one finds Fulcrus out in the open.
Yep, Fulcrus down in the southwest. Commander J looking for him as well.
It's a lot of connections. Fulcrus.
It's an aggressive.
100 and... Oh.
Yeah. There you go. 792. Good catch, G-Forcer.
I feel like Knight should be yelling 4 every time he fires and let their team know to dodge and weave.
We usually yell shot out. Did you ever train your RD players to yell shot out? Or what did they say?
No, they just know to, use the in-game commands, F8, F9, etc. Or F7, F8.
You never had people yell funny things in chat?
Occasionally. But no chase potatoes, so.
Oh, here we go. Another one for G-Forcer. Where's G-Forcer?
Not a connection that time, landed short.
Why'd you gotta look away, Knight? No one's trying to counter battery you.
That's a good point. There's no artillery on the other team.
Yeah, he's playing like he's trying to be he's trying to avoid counter battery, but although I guess he was worried about the TVP. Makes a lot of sense actually. Knight, well, he's looking at Spooky now because the push has come through, and Rival are on the north side of the mountain, and well, as you can see, damage is going on to Blitzwolf. UDES in the backfield's about to go down. Artie's looking for Spooky. We're going to see a shot out in that regard, and will it connect? Will it deal damage? Won't. Fulcrus is going to start taking a few shells, though. his bat chat. He's up against Flak, but Zone Delta's come to his rescue. One more shell will finish off Volkers, but he won't get it.
And Rival in a good place right now. You said that they needed to get aggressive to have a shot, and that aggression so far is paying off.
Absolutely is. Urtai in the backfield is going to try and hold off the advance of Rival. Pub Whisperer, Zakum, Commander J, I think they're going to back off, opting to, instead of continuing forward, deciding, well, we should reload, perhaps consider not charging headlong into an open field. And, well, in the meantime, artillery's still got their job to do. Spooky taking, how much was that? 300?
435.
Oh, okay. I should learn to count. 435. And, well, that's going to hurt every bit more. Don't forget to join the conversation at WGLNA, hashtag WGLNA. Tweet at us. Let us know your thoughts. You don't just have to answer the question of the day. You can tell us funny jokes.
Or memes. Memes are also appreciated.
Memes are cool, too.
Just make sure they're good memes.
No, they don't need to be good. They can just be memes. I'll take them any way I can get them. And there we go. Fulcrus goes down. Commander J finding him. And who's next? Who is next, do you think? Oh, look at that! The executives find Spooky, and he's actually chased him off the hill. And there he goes. Goodbye. Now, where's Zone Delta? Zone Delta's all alone. Oh, you know what's going to happen? No, Knight's not reloaded.
And Urtai takes out Zakum. Valence not out of this yet, only down 800 HP. Now Urtai is spotted on top on the high ground. He does have the rock for a cover.
Yeah, but look at this. See where Zone Delta is and see where Knight is. What's Zone Delta gonna... No, don't do that, Zone Delta. Don't do that. Don't jump off the cliff. Okay, I'm scared for a second.
Urtai...
He's going hunting for Artie. And that means Knight might be able to get a TD mode kill. Or the bat shots catch him and he dies. But... TD mode or not to TD mode? This is the question.
Well, he's going to get caught out by the bat shot on the high ground at Commander J.
And... Oh, come on, please do it, Knight. Please. Yes, he's going for it. He's got to be. Shot out! And the kill! Zone Delta goes down.
And now it is all down to Urtai up against the 4 remaining tanks from Rival. Should be easy cleanup. Urtai's moved to a new position. A rather cheeky one, if I do say.
Cheeky? You mean even farther north?
It's in a very not common spot on the left side of the hill instead, sitting in a bush.
He's just hiding. He's just waiting. He knows it's over. He just needs, I don't know, like, a lot of time. He needs Rival to make mistakes. And by mistakes,
lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Catastrophic mistakes.
The kind of mistakes that don't happen all the time.
Kind of mistakes that shouldn't happen.
Ever. And well, at this point, Urtai sits, Urtai waits. Wait, could you jump onto Knight?
I want to see Knight. Let's see what the artillery is up to. He's
moving up
over here. He's going to become cap pressure or go hunting in TD mode, either or.
He's going Jefferson's, moving on up to the east side.
Looks like Rival are going to stack 3 tanks on the cap. Now, the one thing to worry about is from the position that Urtai's in, he could blind fire the cap, and that M53-55 is not small enough to hide on the low ground.
You know, he could actually... Yeah, you're right. Based on time, if he could just play it squirrely enough.
Well, he just needs... If he blind fires from range, once again, it's a big target.
I doubt he could make those connections, though.
It's Urtai.
This is Urtai. I have faith in my Urtai. But...
Well, they actually understand that, so they're going to use him as a shield.
Protect me, Artie.
30 seconds on cap.
Yeah, actually, Urtai's going to make a break for it. Well, he's got 3 shots. He's got 3 shells.
He's spotted right now.
Takes 1. And miss.
Knight's going to fire. Not get the connection. But Pub Whisperer is going to pick it up, and that's going to make it 3-2 in favor of Valence still. But Rival showing they still have a little bit of fight left in them.
Yep, not bad there. Rival making a win. Okay, so that's Knight doing damage, isn't it? How much?
Not as much as Fulcrus earlier, but 2,100 in the Interior 9 Artie and 1 kill. Not bad. Executus doing a majority of the work for Rival that game at 2,500 damage.
Not bad. So, I think we do have to give a lot of credit to Knight, though. He really softened up the positions of Valence, and I think a lot of credit goes to him for making making them worry.
Well, he got a lot of shots onto G-Forcer that softened him up and made it easy for him to get killed. And then Spooky as well, he got a few shots on too. Spooky.
I liked this. That already
Yeah,
killed
shot on the
right
zone.
there.
Yeah.
That was funny because we saw it coming. Come on.
Oh no, it had to. He couldn't move because Commander J had that angle held down, and then Zone had the free shot where there was nowhere for him to be Artie safe. It's either Batchat shoots you or Artie shoots you, one or the other.
And he chose Artie. Why did he choose Artie though?
Because Batchat has 5 shots. It's gonna accuracy at that range should be fairly good. M53, you get 1 shot, so you do a little bit of RNG in there. If Knight snaps off a little bit too soon and he misses, buys him an extra 40 seconds to stay alive, get the kill.
Yeah.
So not the worst gamble, but in this case didn't pay off.
Didn't pay off. Now, we're going to be moving to the other side of Cliff. Swap sides, see what happens, right? Now, rival on defensive Cliff.
Just don't be passive, I think it's the biggest thing.
They need to actually do something.
They need to get aggressive.
Yeah, they can't do what we just saw Valence do and kind of play around with the top of the mine, but they need to actually make a play.
Yep, and can confirm, notes are lie. Look, notes, nothing on them. Just blank pieces of paper.
That's the match sheet. That's where I give you that's a map. That's a map. That's the sides that tells you everything.
Any notes there? Look, blank.
Yeah, because you don't write on your match sheet. I'm the one who writes on the match sheet. I keep track of the scores so I can go update them later on the WGL site and fantasy site. And
still blank. Notes are a lie.
You should really consider.
Notes are a lie. It's that simple.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess I decided earlier that you don't need your notes, so I'm going to throw those away too. Since you said you don't need your match sheet, I guess, well, it goes on the floor.
Fair enough. And
All
now
right.
we're going to go into battle number 6.
I'm not going to tell you what the maps are anymore. It's going to be a mystery.
I have them memorized, so good luck.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
Next map's Himmelsdorf.
Is it?
It is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Got it. Meanwhile, Valence, 5 Batchats, a TVP, and an M4043. Rival, Kronwagen, 4 Batchats, an STRV 103B, and an RU251.
All right, that works. We shall see what they do. Fulcrus, well, put up that damage last time. I think if we give him a chance to do it again, and Rival's passive like Valence was last battle, this is gonna go to Valence. If not, well, we shall see. And Valence is on attack. I kind of wonder what they're thinking right now. What's going on in their heads?
Valence 2 rounds away from taking this over Rival. Would be their 4th win of the season. Rival is still in search of their first win on the season. Last time they played it was Valence that walked away with the win, I believe 5-1.
Yep. It was very Valence side at that time. Although Rival's done a lot to their team. They've really cleaned things up, really improved.
Yeah, Valence had a strong start to this season, despite the first loss to Apex.
Shut out! Missed.
Yeah, they had that, they had a rough match versus Apex, but that's Apex. And after that, they had a pretty strong start to the season. And then they kind of hit the middle of the season. They had Eclipse, they had M60s, and a few others, and they couldn't get results, and they kind of lost momentum at that point. And they never really picked it back up, which is disappointing, especially when you have so many champions on this roster, like Valence have.
Yeah, this is true. You look at Zone Delta, Blitz, Fulcrus, G-Forcer, Static, Urtai, all of these players are players who have been the best in the league at one point or another. Urtai's been competing for as long as the league has been in existence, and even before then. Same with G-Forcer. Both of them. Zone Delta as well. These guys are as old school as it gets. Fulcrus, Blitzwolf. Spooky's the only one on the team, I think, that constitutes being a
I wonder if he was even born when this league was founded. Just
he was alive. He just probably... It's possible he wasn't old enough to be playing tanks, I think.
Quite possible.
I think that would be the only...
I believe he's the youngest one in the league, is he not?
I'd have to check back on that. I don't think it's true, actually. He's surprisingly older than he
I think he's 18.
Yeah. We have a few players who are... I think the youngest might be 15 in the league. I'll have to check on that.
I know last season we had one player on Siebel to tweet that was 14. But
he was only 14 for like a week or two, I think.
Yeah, he's no longer with the team. What top tier that is.
And a little blind fire from Fulcrus. Say, hey, how you doing? Anyone back there? And no one will reply. No one at all. Everyone will just sit there.
tanks grouping up. Is the Kronwagen actually
And
up on
here
top
we
of the
have
hill?
thank you for the slower third. We got Jay Smooth, most time in the danger zone. He spent approximately 100,000 hours in the danger zone, meaning he could have a college degree in the danger zone, bachelor's of danger.
Knight on top of the hill. Looking for some shots, but unfortunate for him, so is Fulcrus.
And
Shot out.
858. Ouch. And guess what? You're going to feed Fulcrus and his fantasy points. Now Knight's going to decide, you know what? Who cares?
Let's go find a shot on G-Forcer.
He decides to shoot. And yet again, he shall back off. And yet again, people will fire at him. And nothing will come to pass. Everyone from Valence will group up in an obvious play, as you can see on the minimap, to create the pitch.
Commander J is going to run away.
And here we go. In about 5-10 seconds, this is going to be the fight. And you're going to see from the east, from the west, both sides, Valence, here they come. Bat chats moving in. Focus fire onto Flak is what I see first. Maybe not. Looks like it'll be going into Urtai, as Valence is going to pay heavily to start this engagement. And yeah, Urtai's tracked out in the open, has no hope of getting his gun on target, and Flak takes him down.
Commander J taking a lot of damage, as is an unknown one.
Yeah, I think Rival might be able to hold on to this one. And yeah, Flak moves in. There goes Spooky. Big damage dealer, prize player for Valence. Now Static, Blitzwolf, they're caught out. J Smooth has moved in behind, and he's going to be able to start putting damage onto tanks from Valence. One by one, they're going to fall. Zone Delta's going to see what he can do, but J Smooth, can he take him on? No, he can't. Not this time. And well, Static's going to hide out in the open while everything is on reload. And you know what? This should go to Rival, but while everyone's on reload, this could be a change-up. We could see Fulcrus land a hit and not quite. Well, that's never mind there. I thought he might. If he landed that one onto Flak, that actually could have changed the whole game right there. That would have given it to Valence.
Absolutely.
Yeah, now you see this little group of rival tanks. Well, they're going to say, you know what? We need to make a decisive play.
Well, the one thing about sitting where they are now is it's completely already safe.
Exactly.
Which, that's the biggest threat left alive right now in many ways for Valence. The one tank left on the field that could delete any of the tanks left alive. Even a penetration onto Executus would see him go down.
Now, moving around, south side. No connections yet. And Valence doesn't see a thing. They have no idea that these rival tanks are moving around to the south. They have zero indications. Nothing's been spotted. Nothing's even been knocked down.
It looks like they know Static's there, but they can't spot him. So.
No, they have no idea. They don't know necessarily where these guys are. They're just checking, you know? Like, you can assume the tank's there and you kind of look for it, you know? But if you don't see anything initially, sometimes you just say, again.
It's not worth risking. And now Static does get spotted. Takes 404 from Flak. Another shot from Flak, and Zakum tries to get in there, but Flak ends up picking up the kill with the third connection.
And Fulcrus at the same time is zeroing in on his position. The longer Flak stays out in the open, the more a chance that he's going to get whacked by already shot out. And
Splash.
Splash? How much?
For a little bit, not a whole lot.
But enough to maybe make the difference.
Zakum gets the ram onto Zone Delta.
G-Forcer goes down, and now Fulcrus is the last tank alive.
That's going to tie the series up at 3 apiece as we head into Himmelsdorf.
Told you it was going to be a tie.
Can Rival get their first win of the season?
Probably a tie.
Well, let's go to OT. Someone has to win.
Probably Valence. Probably. I mean, statistically, they should, at least, come out slightly ahead. But Rival is full of surprises. It'll be fun. We'll have to see. Because now it's Fulcrus spotted. He's trying to see what he can do to not die, but he's going to start driving and shells are going to start not connecting. And he's just going to run. Run, little Fulcrus. Run your little tank as fast as you can.
Well, game of cat and mouse right now.
It's
Except when you find the mouse, he has a
I think the
Triangle
mouse
looking at you.
is the mouse not fighting the cat. Ah, shot out and a miss. And look, unknown one surprise kill, and Executive steals it. I love it.
That ties it up 3-3. Valence dropping in another round, letting rival claw back into this one slowly.
Cliff. I love Cliff Rocks. It's just
what?
It's just bat chats, man. It's all bat chats and Artie now. That's what you do. You just drive around with bat chats and you see if Artie can just whack.
Well, and Executives show that you can make an S-Tank work doing 3,100 damage.
See, I tell you it's all about Artie. Because look, half of our montages consist of Artie now. Because that's all it is. It's just Artie whacking stuff.
But
bat
behind the
chats whacking
scenes,
stuff.
Executives managed to pump off 3,100 damage and pick up a kill as well.
Yeah, but I mean, Fulcrus got 2K. He got 2 direct hits.
Not bad.
Not bad. And I mean, Static didn't get to put any real damage out there. Urtai, G-Forcer really got whacked. On the other side, the lowest damage was from Knight. And the lowest is 403 in that sense. So you just had Rival put up better damage. That's all it was. They just put up the damage on across the board. Every player did a little bit better. Performed a little bit better. Got that extra shell out here or there, right?
Right.
That's all that Rival had to do in that battle to win. And that's the difference between the amount of damage each team dealt. It's just that. It's just one shell here or there that all added up. And, well, why don't we ever see the T62A? Well, I wish we did, and we have seen it once.
Yeah, but the short answer is the 140 is just a more balanced Russian medium. If you're going to bring a consistent fire tank instead of bringing a bat chat, typically go for the 140. Has the extra 1 degree of gun depression.
Yep.
Gun behaves slightly better, and the camo value is slightly higher as well. T62A is better hold down, but the gun depression being weak, it's kind of hard to use hold down with the lack of gun depression.
Yeah, it kind of sucks for that.
And plus, the 140 is also a little bit faster.
Yeah. What I do like about it is I like the way it handles in the sense of balance between mobility, gun depression, gun performance.
Right.
Personally, right now, my favorite's the T62A. My second is now becoming the Object.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still not sure I'm ever going to have anything really take the T62A out of my heart.
Anyone that's watched the league in the last 2 seasons knows how I feel about the Object 430.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on it?
I'm not a fan. I'm less a fan of that. It's Object or 62A for me, but that's a very personal preference thing. You know, I think that's what it comes down to.
Well, you want what I'm a fan of?
What?
Our next map.
Ooh.
Himmelsdorf, a small city map. The teams start the battle in opposite corners. Both bases are located close to each other, but in a way that you can't stay on the defensive all the time. The main attack routes pass through the hill, the alley and the railroad, but in general, the attack can be successfully executed through any part of the map. Heavy tanks and tank destroyers with powerful guns run the show here. However, a lot depends on the mobile light tanks.
Here we go on what could be our final map of the series. Valence, 2-113s, a 50B, a bat shot. G-Forcer jumping into the 4005 stage 2. A grill and an AMX 1390. Rival, 250Bs, 2 IS-7s, a Kronwagen, a bat chat, and an RU 251.
You know what I'm following this battle, Rocks?
G-Forcer?
Oh, yeah.
The Doom Cannon.
I just want to watch him derp some. All right. Here we have the Doom Cannon. Now the Doom Cannon will sit in the back of the map, and he will try to shoot the bad men. As you can see, there's not a lot of angles. And well, it's going to be a while before he's going to be able to shoot the bad men. In that time, Executus is going to scout to the south. And well, Valence is going to spread themselves out and hunker down for a minute. Set up camp. Maybe
Valence are gonna
roast some marshmallows.
Valence are going to systematically clear the north end here. They have the 113 far enough up he can spot the 8-line cross. And now the medium up on the hill of Zone Delta is going to poke around and make sure that there's no trap waiting for the team of Valence right now. Kronwagen playing A5. That's a new one. Let's go take a look at.
I've seen that before. I've seen that once or twice.
I can't recall seeing this.
You sure?
Yeah, Kronwagen playing this nice little hold down.
Yeah,
it should be plenty effective.
I mean, we've seen E4, we've seen IS4,
E3s.
E3.
Yeah, so E5 even at one point.
Yeah, just go through the American tanks, all the tier 10s, just put one back there, see what happens.
Except for the Patton.
Except for the Patton. No one plays a Patton here.
Unless you're Observer G, this is his favorite tank.
Well, let's not get into the Patton, Rocks. That's just depressing.
This is one of the tanks that we actually have not seen this season.
Yeah, because it's depressing. Let's talk about happy tanks, like the FE 4005, played by G-Forcer. See, this is a happy tank. You see why this is a happy tank, Rockstar? Because in just a moment, G-Forcer is going to peek out, and he's going to shoot something, and it's going to be awesome. Why? Because the FE is awesome.
Because it's a Doom Cannon.
Exactly. You know what's not awesome? Trying to snipe with the Patton in this spot. Why? Because you're out in the open, and you get spotted, and then you just die because you don't have armor. But guess what? The FE doesn't care. The FE shoots bad men. Like this.
And if he has Hesh loaded, he could splash him right now for 600.
He's waiting for that perfect moment.
There's the first connection. Only 463. I say only 463, but good start.
But you see what I'm talking about. That was nice. I liked that. It was low damage, but it was cool.
Oh, we're seeing some old school plays right now at Jason. Sorry to cut you off. He's going
to
park himself sideways and allow it to be hold down cover for a known one, IS-7, so he can defend that gap.
Okay. Got to do what you got to do. Well, let's jump around. Let's give G-Forcer a rest. Spooky's going to be watching the 8 line, watching the back for Valence. You got Zone Delta. Actually, I'm not sure what exactly Zone Delta's going for, so we'll return to that in a minute. But Blitzwolf's covering on the position that Knight's holding. And then J-Smooth, I love what you were talking about earlier. Unknown's got cover. Zakum's got cover towards the mountain. And Commander J is also covering. And then also way out on a flank, you've actually got a Bat Chat and Executus. And we're going to see if he does anything anytime soon. But he's watching the flank right now, see if anything comes behind. Probably not, though. And, well, Rival's going to hold. They're going to hold strong, and Urtai is going to take a hit.
From another one, playing off the hold down, and they've actually still left J-Smooth alive.
Yeah. The fact that J-Smooth is alive is actually, I think, a big tell right now. It says Valence doesn't have the tanks in position to kill him at all. Although J-Smooth will move out of his current position and get shot.
So if Rival can get just the win on this round, just get the four points, that will still be more points than any match they've gotten so far this season.
Yes, it will. And, well, it's a good way to start finishing up the season. I like Rival. Always like watching.
They did lose to 07 5-3, so they've come close. But Valence have to win the next 2 rounds to deny them that win, keep them winless on the season.
I don't know if they can do that, man. Rival seems to have a pretty solid hold, and I don't see Valence being able to break that anytime soon. Not unless they make some huge actions here. And, Rox, while Valence tries to figure out, and while we try and figure it out, let's go to listen it with Valence.
I'm still holding this crown here.
2 cap, you mean?
Yeah, get back on 2 cap.
Yeah, go on.
Data, go ahead and cross. We can shove this way and kill. Everyone's going to go that way. That's what everyone's going to do. We're going to get the cron now for free.
Brad, I got tracked here.
Yeah, I'm coming over.
Why would you
He's
bleeding.
There's a 50B unspotted right
There's
here.
no reason to poke that
don't
goal.
even...
And I just... Spooky, wait for the 50.
Yeah.
Please stop throwing, guys.
Alright, Zone, do you want me watching the cron, or do you want me to watch this line now?
Yeah, you gotta come this side, Backsliding this.
I'm not watching the cron anymore?
Bat backed off. Go, just go, everyone's got to go, everyone's got to go.
Let me know when you want Grill moving in.
No, Grill, you gotta farm, you gotta stay safe.
Right.
Who we killing first?
Zone, don't go first, because it's cron. Yep, there we go, he's looking at me, you guys have him. Boom. Nice
Good job.
You need to turn something for south.
just
You need to
hold.
turn something for south.
Highest 4 shot.
Spooky, watch south. Spooky, watch south.
Alright. Turn your right.
Yep.
We could probably
Shots
cross.
left.
Fuck. Okay.
I think you need to watch something south. Maybe this grill needs to get down.
All right, Grill,
Okay,
go ahead and
make
come
sure
down. Grill, go ahead and come down, get in.
I could possibly get
Hug
shot
the
by
right
the cross
side.
up
Hug
here.
the right
No,
side.
no, no.
You
just
hug the right side, and you're okay.
My 113's all back off. Cover this side.
50B's behind you.
Where are they looking? Where they're looking? Where they're
Grill,
looking?
you will need to
Don't
get
shoot
looking
at
at
you.
you.
Don't shoot at you. 50 Bs are looking at 50.
Commander J, permatrack.
Hey.
Zags, flip
So
it.
silicon zone.
Go, Spooky, go.
I'm going.
Oh, just go. You have the HP. Get Jay.
Fuck me.
Just put 2 on. Just stay on.
600.
He's on a shoot for a time.
And look at that play. That's Rival showing us how Brawl is done and how to play it in the city. Valence sounds frustrated.
G-Forcer went down unnecessarily, peaked when he probably shouldn't have, didn't have any eyes, got permatracked at an awkward angle. Probably able to get some damage here, should be able to kill Spooky. Spooky getting 1 return shot off, and now it's all going to be down to Blitzwolf.
Who is all alone against Zakum.
Takes an HE shot from the I-7.
548. That's why you load HE. Always does damage. Does more damage against weak tanks like the Grill. Well, tanks with weak armor, I should say. And there he goes. That's going to be Rival. Taking the lead here. If
Rival?
they win one more, it's over.
Well, this is their first point on the season. They no longer have 0 points. That's 1 point guaranteed.
You're right. That means congratulations to Rival. And that's going to end their scoreless streak. So it took a little while. A lot later than we usually expect Rival to catch a stride. This is also their best match of the season so far. Our production crew's going crazy right now. I'm loving this. I'm loving seeing this because, like, I'm about to say something and all of a sudden it comes up and we're like, okay, that's great.
Well, and one thing that we don't often talk about is everyone on Rival. They're such great guys, all of them. Jay Smooth, even when he makes fun of me every now and then, I still love him. He's an awesome dude. And Zakum's a great person. I've met him a couple times.
Look, Rival is the cool kids club. It's where you go just to be awesome, but not necessarily to win all the time. And well, it happens. And look at that damage, Zakum, IS-7 player.
500 damage.
He's been playing that tank for 5 years.
Long time. He's been around for a very long time.
Maybe 6. I'd have to ask him.
Yep. Spooky, 100 and 2 kills, getting 50 fantasy points. And then poor G-Forcer only getting 2 connections there, only getting 18 fantasy points.
And well, Rox, this is about to finish up. Place your bets right now, sir. What do you think?
It's going to be Valence on defense.
Yeah.
I think they can hold. I haven't seen anything out of Rival. It makes me think they have the coordinate. Now, that last round looked pretty good. But it was also blind and a little bit lucky that Valence left some blind spots in their offense.
Nah, I think that's a mistake on their part. They could have had those angles covered, in my opinion.
Well, and that's my point, is if they had one tank position in the south somewhere to keep an eye on that, they could have seen that rotation and had time to push one angle or another. Because they didn't know those 50Bs had left that corner after G-Forcer went down.
Exactly. So it's a tricky thing, but we'll see what they're able to do. I'm kind of predicting that Valence might be on tilt right now. I'm starting to sense that based on the comms last time, it seemed like there was a lot of frustration going on. And if that's happening, from the way that the gameplay kind of fell after that, I'm starting to think, and tell me if you're wrong, but Valence might be on tilt at this point.
Well, if you think about it this way, just put it politely, not knocking on Rival, but you're losing or struggling against the last place team. That's going to take a shot at anybody's, morale.
But you're also the other last place team.
But you're still ahead of them. You don't want to be the last place team. No one wants to be the last place team.
Yeah, it kind of automatically has these weird connotations of negativity, even though when we had 16 teams in the league, these guys would have been by and far looking like superheroes.
Yep, and we'll get back to that in a second, because Valence coming in here with an interesting lineup.
Oh.
113, a 50B, a Kronwagen, a 57, 2 E3s, and a 1390.
That's a lot of damage.
And a more traditional lineup out of Rival, 2 113s, 2 50Bs, an I7, a Batchat, and a 1390.
2 E3s, though?
It's a lot of armor and a good bit of firepower.
I mean, if you want to hold the North Cap, sure. But it seems like well, I actually, you know what? I honestly don't want to criticize that. It might work. That might work. Rivals brought something more traditional, so I want to see what they do first. Because the opening moves things out. It looks like only one tank towards the hill. Yeah, I think so.
Just going to be the bat chat of Executus.
Yeah, just Executus heading up there. That says, yeah, I think we're going to see one cap number 1 pressure, west side. We're going to see a bat check come out of scout to kind of maybe distract, get crossfire, but it's west side story. This is all about hitting the train tracks. And yep, there's where the E3s are going. Blitzwolf's going to watch one road, and well, you're going to just put Spooky on the other. And they're just going to wait, and then Zone Delta's going to spot them.
He's actually in a... Look at the position that Zone Delta's actually playing right now.
Where? What's he doing? Go to him. Oh, he's in the parking lot. Oh, the parking garage, sorry. He's just ready to, like, yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so he's playing a little cubby at A7. Just going to...
There we go. Hey, Zone Delta, how you doing, buddy? And once he spots the bad men, he pulls forward into safety.
And to kill him, they have to, drive into multiple E3s staring at him. Nice little bait.
It's a cute little tactic. Doesn't get seen often. Can't be used too much, or else it kind of gets predicted and then it gets nullified. And I guess the only question is whether or not it will be relevant, because what we're seeing from Rival is actually, I'm starting to kind of wonder. 8 minutes left, and Rival's trying to sit and win it. But what are they going to do?
So Valence are running a very similar strat to the one that we saw out of Aquatic M60s a few weeks ago with the Mouses and the E3s and the 4005. But this lineup gives them a little bit more flexibility, so they can execute the same turtle, but when they need to push, when they need to be decisive, instead of having 3 Mouses to lead your push, you have, a 113, a 57, a 50B. You have some tanks that can get up and go, and you still have the anchors of the E3, so it's not perfect, but it still leaves a little bit of flexibility as opposed to the M60s lineup they brought before.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll see how this one works out, though. It's an unknown one. Oh, he's crossing out in the open. I don't know. Spotting Urtai like that, I don't know if this is a giveaway and we'll see a shift out of Valence, or if that'll prompt maybe even a counter push.
So what I think we're going to see here with the Batchet on the hill, the 113 proc sliding that corner, and if you look at the heavy tanks along the G line looking through the courtyard, what they'll do is they'll use the 50Bs to shift out to the 1 line, and they'll move that 1390 towards the 1 cap, and then screen the 1 cap from those positions. They can control the inside 3 line from the courtyard, and they can control the 1-2 line and force Valence to have to rotate tanks, because I don't think they can get the resets from the positions they currently hold.
Not too much. Now let's go ahead and send it to a listen-in with Rival.
I'm guessing they're going to have their E3 in here.
Yeah.
Honestly, Jay.
Then that's all we need to know. Then we just go kill this guy.
I'm going to sit back for a bit.
Do you want me to check the C3 window from the G line?
Yeah. Hold on. I guess you can. Guy just tucked in.
I mean, their E3s have to be somewhere that they can't assist him. They're either here or here or here.
Definitely one.
Keep probing up, please. And we need to get that. We need to figure out where they're at sooner rather than later. Basically.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
As long as the 50Bs are ready, it shouldn't be. But I think we need to be more here to cover. More here with the 50Bs to cover this one.
I'm crossing. Okay, they have a cron in there.
That's not really going to help them much, to be honest.
We can kill this cron.
Maybe we can get on cap with what we've worked with so far. Yeah.
I fired at the cron. I was not lit.
Oh, there's a 90.
There's nothing up to here or here.
I can get on cap right now.
Okay.
I would say go for it. Zach, can you come back to you? I just got people watching
the 90 beat me.
Yeah.
Or maybe even go up that lane if it's clear. I don't know. With how they're split, 50B, there we go.
50B's in the back.
Sec got pushed out.
Do we want to reinforce them?
RNG.
Yeah, we need to pull this stuff back and watch the crossing. It's too late.
We gotta punish that.
I mean, it's an either.
Do you want me to stay in here?
I think. Can we just go kill this now? Like this group of stuff while the 1390 distracts them?
We're still missing an E3.
Yes.
Oh,
no,
we're not?
No,
I'm
we're
done.
not.
One
I'm
here,
done.
one here.
Yeah, no, I'm done.
There it is. He's covering while he moves out.
We can go get those guys.
E3 shot?
Yeah, that's the point. 50, why are we still there?
Let's
guys?
go. Am I running out then?
No, you can just stay there.
113 cross,
Don't you want me
113 cross.
covering? Because they're gonna have to reset Jace move if I push again.
Okay.
So
Then,
we lost our chance to get that. It's gone.
yeah.
We can go get on the other cab.
Exec could probably kill the 90.
Well,
You
they're
say
gonna
that,
have
but
to come to
everything
reset.
bad that could happen.
Do you want me to go get the 90?
No.
Okay, they gotta make a move on me now, boys.
Oh, never mind.
They reset.
Let's go to 2 cap.
340.
Okay,
What's our setup look like?
B7. They don't have a 180 fleet or something, so they can't reset how they.
Zone Delta playing an absolute baller 1390 up on that hill, really making executives work for it.
Oh, yeah. And then J-Smooth gets reset. Everyone sets up on the side of Valence. And little do they know, but Rivals shifted over to the east. And they're going to reposition to get on the cap.
Oh, it's Spooky. He's out in the open.
Oh, he doesn't realize it does.
Oh, he's just turned in time. I think he might actually get back in there and be safe.
But will Rival actually... Have they given their opponent enough time to do anything about this? That's the real question.
Zone Delta is in a really awkward spot because now he can't go anywhere. He can peek forward, and the 50B of Commander J is waiting for him. Commander J gets one shot. Zone Delta's going to try to back up right now and get into that cubby, but Executus is going to come around. And there he goes. He's in the corner, but there's no one to cover him this time. So he might get a track shot off, maybe. Gets one. He'll probably put a second out into Commander J. Nope, Commander J ends him.
GG. He's done. 43, we got some resets going on now.
But these guns, and this is what I'm talking about, the flexibility. Now the 113 and Static coming back over here. Are going to trade out onto the 50B in the bad chat. They perma-track Commander J at that awkward angle, and Static should be able to clean him up.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be... What do you think? Valence should be able to clean this one up. Commander J going down the 50B is huge. He needed to get away in order to reload. There's not going to be enough damage for Rival to stay competitive in this fight. And Urtai's going to move around, but I think Spooky's about to get... Yep, 738. That's a lot of damage.
And, you know, a couple minutes ago I said I like this lineup better because it has that flexibility. It allows you to be defensive, but if you need to shift back and forth, you still have that little bit of flexibility despite having those 2E3s.
Yeah.
That is exactly what saved this game right now for Valence. Now, they're not out of it yet. Still losing some HP, but they're up by about 1,000. They should find Flak here in a second with these 50Bs and Kronboggins rolling in.
It's over. It's over, Rocks. The concentrated fire we're seeing right now, Valence has got this one. Although if you miss that many shells, and you keep missing that, maybe that changes things. But, okay, there we go. Okay, some connections coming in. All right. I got worried there for a second. I just saw 3 shells going to dirt. It's always funny how this game can turn you around, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Just one little moment, one little misplay, one tiny bit of, one greedy shot, you could call it, and it's over. Just all over.
Knight going to go down in Executus. Last one left alive for Rival. And that's going to be 4-4. We are going to go to Mines, which is our tiebreaker tonight. Fastest attacking victory. Do you know what that is?
I'll check. There we go. Tied it up. That's fun.
That's our second tiebreaker tonight. Both these matches, we said this was going to be a night of some very important matches. Now, obviously, this game, not as important as the other one, but, you know, this is still Valence's last hope. They kind of feel like they've given up on it a little bit. They needed 3 points. 2 will still help them, but not as much as the 3 points would have, because that would have put them right onto the heels of 07. Maybe put some pressure on them and given them a little bit of a run for their money. And Spooky, the top damage dealer for Valence. Knight, top damage dealer for Rival. But Spooky and Static,
looks like it should go to
numbers.
Rocks. Looks like it should go to Valence, I think. I'll have to wait to make sure the admin makes the call, but to not...
Ghost Town?
Oh, Mines.
No, but who gets the...
Oh,
the
what
die?
for what? Oh, it's for, I think, a 6-minute 22 win on Ghost Town, yeah.
Okay.
Ghost Town, yeah, right.
And looking at this, Spooky, 3,400 damage, 2 kills, 72 fantasy points. Static also getting an extra kill there, 74 fantasy points. Knight only able to get 36 on the 2,100 damage that he did. G-Force are also putting up some numbers, and then Blitzwolf only able to get 2 shots off early, but a lot of that was reset points. Gets 122 fantasy points.
Looks like maybe Rival has it. Lost for a moment. Looked like he was about to make the call. I'll check back on it. It looks like wins on attack. Oh, you're right. Win on attack for Ghost Town for Valence, but win on attack 4 minutes and 12 for that Steps one early on. We forgot about Steps.
That first battle. Well, it was so long ago. It was 8 battles ago.
Yeah, and I just didn't even look at it. I assumed the first battle wasn't it. That was tricky.
Okay.
I think it tripped everyone up because he even lost for a moment. Was like, oh, you guys have it.
Yeah, so we're going to go on to Mines. It's going to be Rival fighting to get their first win on the season. They've already gotten their first point on the season with this game right now. It is 4-4. However, Valence, they're the only ones with the hope of still getting into the playoffs, provided it is ever small. Just like Lost said, they realize that it's improbable, but they're still making an effort for it. And like I said,
saying there's a chance. And well, Rival chooses attack.
On Mines.
On Mines.
They got to feel pretty confident. Either they feel confident in their Mines attack,
or they
really hate their Mines defense. It's going to be one of the two.
Or they think Valence has a really bad defense. What's easier to predict, the attack or the defense on Mines? Defense.
Yeah. That's a fair point. If I had my notes, I'd tell you exactly how Valence have done on defense on this map so far this season.
But I threw them away.
They're somewhere way over there.
They're over there. On the ground.
Rip my notes.
Yep.
All that time spent.
Yep. I threw it out the window. Just wanted to see what would happen.
Well, now we know. Now we don't have the information to tell the viewers right now.
That's
over
too bad.
Previous results.
It's too bad. It's really just too bad. In this sense, Pub's going to come up. J-Smooth's going down. Looks like Rival wants the win.
All right. For lack of my notes, then you're going to have to do some work right now. Predictions. What do you think this tiebreaker goes to? Knowing what you did, thinking, looking at how Valence has played, where do you put the score?
The random number generator tells me Rival.
Think they're going to get their first win on the season?
Yes.
Well, we're 60 seconds from starting the final battle of the night.
Oh.
No way you split it. It is going to be final battle.
And with that, yeah, I think Rival might have something up their sleeve. If they chose attack, they have to have a reason, Rocks.
Yep. Well, let's find out if Randall's right and if they can pull off this win on attack as we go into our last battle of the night.
Mines, a small summertime map with lots of hills, rocks and other cover. The teams start the battle in the usual locations, but the base locations are different. One is located in the bottom part of the village and the other one is in the water. One of the key objectives is the center hill. That's why the teams will often select fast vehicles and tanks with strong turrets for cover.
All right, Brox. What's Rival thinking?
3 IS-3s, 2 batch jets, and 2 Tier 9 batch jets is the lineup they're going to bring to try to get their first win on the season.
Yep. Those 3 IS-7s. Dangerous. They're just going to run right up the middle?
That would be my guess. Valence, 113, 3 batch jets, 2 TVPs, and a T-49. A good lineup to stop some sort of blatant push like that. You have the TVPs, which have the burst and the knockdown power. Batch jets provide some flexibility, and G-Force will likely be the anchor tucked in underneath the hill.
But these are IS-7s, Rockstar. The most dangerous tank in the game.
And Rival also showed earlier that they struggled to kill them.
It's true. Oh, I think there's your answer from production. They're backing you up. They have your notes, by the way.
And look at this. Mines attack for Rival, 0%.
And that's a hill push from Valence. Everybody is on the hill.
Yeah.
And, oh no! It looks like the TVPs are going to get to shoot things, but connect, please. And Knight's going to take 1 shell. and the high ground goes to Valence. But
Lost getting caught out, taking a lot of damage.
about 1,006 for that one. And you're going to see a bunch of T-49 rolling around. And this needs to be a push from Rival. Forward is the best direction because trying to get shots on these IS-7s, well, Urtai's about to get one. And with this derpy cannon, we'll see what he can connect.
This has to be one heck of a shot out of a T-49.
And 3, 2, 1, shot out.
Gets the reset.
228? That was underwhelming. That was
But
really
now Rival get off the cap. Batchat in behind. Flak taking a lot of the damage from Static. Going to pull around the corner just in time. But now look at the positioning out of both these teams. Rival don't really have any position. They don't have cap. And they have to retake the hill now from the south.
But they have their opponent's side of the map. The defender's side. And if they play it right, guess what? Every member of Valence was kind of pushed up towards the north. They weren't quite in position to get done what they needed to get done. And, well, if Rival gets in their positions correctly, they can deal some damage. Urtai taking 455. IS-7s are on the way up. And now, where the defenders had control over their 2 caps, they do not. Do they? What can they do with their own cap? They honestly don't have a solid defensive position.
I honestly think Valence are in the better spot right now.
You really think so? I think this can go to Rival.
I don't see any way for Rival to get onto either cap right now.
They don't need to.
They can't retake the hill?
No, they posture up right now. So what they do is they're able to play some cap pressure, and once they do that, every time they do that, yes, there's a Batchat, there's T-49, they're moving around, but they're going to find an opening is what they're going to look for. And they will push the hill. They absolutely are going to push the hill. I have no doubt in my mind that's what's happening next. They're just going to bully their way there. And the thing is, you've got enough mobility, enough damage. And yes, Valence has the high ground, but it's going to take a lot for them to hold on to this.
And here comes the push. Is on another one, takes a lot of damage, 900 and 1,300. He's taking a majority of the fire, but these TVPs don't have enough to kill him, and they're going to have to run away.
Yep, and there, Unknown's going to go down. So strong plays by Static, and now Zakum's going to try and play against G-Forcer and Static. A losing game in the long run, but the hill goes to Rival, and with that, the high ground. So, with this, Spooky's about to move in on Zakum. Will support get there in time for anything relevant or meaningful to happen? And Urtai, I like this. Nice play by Urtai. So this, you could be right here. Valence might have it.
They have a good position, nice. And they completely delete Knight. Both the Batchats reloading for Rival. Spooky choosing to drop the few remaining shells he has, though, and get his reload. G-Forcer, the only consistent fire tank, and actually Flak sneaks a shot in there into Spooky for 549.
Nice play. This IS-7 on the high ground is going to be hard to deal with. And, well, look at the hit points, Rocks. 3,900, 3,600. High ground advantage right there. Pub Whisperer getting shots in G-Force. I like this. And look at the way Flak's coming down right now. The tanks from Valence aren't in position to support. And I think that's going to mean that G-Forcer, he's on fire. And he goes down. That's huge. 113 off the battlefield, Rocks. Rival might have a way in on this one.
But they know that those autoloaders just fired, so now that it's going to be Valence, they're going to re-push the hill. They're going to choose to go for the...
Oh, and Executive's positioning is not good right there. He's out in the open, exposed. And yes, he gets taken down just like you're talking about. It's all up to Flak and Pub.
And Urtai gets
it's all
shot.
up to Flak, excuse me. And that should be it. Valence should be able to walk away with this one.
Rival about to be denied their first win of the season, forcing this one to OT. Now, they've already gotten 1 point, which is more than they've gotten all season. However, Valence able to claw this one back in. Timing worked on the favorite. Now, a little bit of a misplay leading G-Forcer go down. They ran away. I can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to disengage and reposition. The problem is that G-Forcer was left on the hill with no way out, with the Flak and that IS-7 staring at him, so he couldn't leave. So that means that one of two things had to happen. One, they did what they did. They ripped the Band-Aid, say, all right, goodbye, G-Forcer, sorry.
Yeah.
And use him as bait. Or they try to stay in position to cover him and keep him alive.
I think this just changed when Executus got in the wrong position in his Batchat. I think that was it. He was too out in front. The moment he did that, the moment that push came in, that was what turned. Because he could have dealt damage and actually made this one fairly even. Urtai goes down to Flak right there. Nice shots. He's able to Flak on the high ground, able to back off for a bit. And Static's going to try and stay safe. So what they're going to do is your champion versus mine. Spooky versus Flak. Keep Static hidden away, out of the way, where he can't take any damage. Because you don't want to risk losing a 1v1 with Spooky and with Flak, and then end up flopping on this. Because the thing is, Valence is on defense. Rival may have made they took a risk in this, because now that their plan is kind of fallen apart, for lack of a better word.
They may have left a fatal flaw in their plan.
Yes, and that fatal flaw, of course, is, well, I don't have a way of dealing with this. I have no fail-safe. I have no, like, win condition after that. And Spooky, well, Spooky's got to play this careful. But if he can get one solid close-range engagement on Flak, he should be able to get him. And he also might have had a heat rounds loaded or something. I'm wondering if he's reloading for APCR. And look at this. Flak's going to back off. I think he's going to go hunting for Static. What do you think, Cross? Where's he going?
It looks like he's going to go up to the north, maybe try to find Static. But the thing is about that is, even if he spots him, and Static's in a bush out in front, Spooky's close enough that he can just move up the river a little bit and have wide open shots along that backfield.
Yeah.
So I don't see that working out for Flak.
This is going to be careful here. And he's spotted. Flak is spotted. Okay. Spooky should be able to get shots.
That's a heat clip.
That is heat. Oh, and that connection, though.
And now Static in behind puts a shot into him, gets another one, and now Static needs to get down. He needs to just not worry about going down. Don't do damage. Static's actually going to start reloading.
Smart play.
But now he doesn't have a way out, and Flak knows where he is, so he's going to go hunting for him.
Oh, that's not good for Valence. Rival might be able to clutch this one if they're careful, but Spooky's just going to run. He just needs to run and hide, because if he could do that, this is over, isn't it? You need 100 seconds to cap.
So 15 more seconds, and a cap will no longer be an option for Flak.
Exactly. He will have to get the kills if he does not get on cap, and now he's too far. So,
I mean, if Valence really wanted to seal the deal, what they'd do is they'd get one of the tanks up on the zero line boost. There's no way the I-7 gets up there at this point.
Fair enough. Yeah, this is over.
Static just playing ring around the rosy ever so perfectly, as long as he doesn't fall to his death.
And here, shots on Flak right now from Spooky. One miss. And the kill. Flak is able to kill Static. Spooky's going towards the hill. Flak is spotted. And there's 1:40 left. Spooky's going to go on the run. And at this point, there's not enough time to get the cap win. Now, the question, of course, is first, does Valence recognize this? I think they do. Does Rival know this? Well, here's my expectations. They're hoping Valence doesn't. Right?
Well, at this point, Flak doesn't have any reason to know where Spooky is. He thinks he's still down on the one line, and little does he know Spooky's gone to the opposite corner of the map.
Yep. He knows to hide. Spooky might... I wonder... He might go for the jump that you were talking about. Oh, he is. Oh, Spooky. Yep. He would do that, Spooky.
Well, it's the safe guaranteed play once he's up here.
I'm not bagging it. I'm just... It's so very him. You know? Like, it's the bleeding edge of the efficiency, right? It's the most effective possible move you could make to get away from Flak. And he's doing it. Yep. No, is he going in the pit? Don't go in the pit. Don't go in the pit, Spooky. Don't go in the pit. It's not worth it. Don't do it. That's the back of Flak. We want to look at Spooky. Thank you.
He's staying nice and safe right there. Flak will have no way to find him.
And he's dancing. Spooky is dancing. Confirmed victory dance by Spooky. And he's going to wiggle with it. And continually wiggle. Yep, he's done wiggling with it. He's now going to calm down. And with 5 seconds left, yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is Defender's win on the clutch.
And that's going to be Valence walking away with the win in overtime, getting another win, their 4th win on the season, denying Rival the opportunity to get their first